Hey, this is Mark with the Practical Stills. Time to open a bottle, and this is a special, special bottle to me anyway. It's no secret I've been big into wild turkey whiskey for the last couple years, 2 or 3 years, certainly in the last year and a half, particularly the rye whiskeys. And the Wild Turkey 101 rye is a staple around here. The rare breed, really good. Just got my first Russell's Reserve single barrel. It's delicious. But this one is part of the Master's Keep collection. So the limited releases, it's the first one they did that's a rye. It was the fourth overall in the series. This is a 109 proof Kentucky straight rye whiskey. Supposedly Eddie Russell pulled some barrels out specifically for this release, prompted by his son Bruce, who's a big rye fan, unlike his grandfather Jimmy, who doesn't particularly care about rye whiskey. These are 9 to 11-year-old barrels, so it does carry a 9-year age statement on it. It is non-chill filtered according to Rarebird 101. He's the only person I saw make a mention of that, but he said confirmed non-chill filtered, not on the bottle, not on the packaging. The packaging, by the way, is as it is with all the Master's Keep releases, over the top. Frankly, I mean, it's pretty. I love having the stories, but charge me $5 less a bottle or $10, whatever it costs, and keep the cool packaging. But no bottle wax, that's a big thing. So I'm extremely excited. My favorite whiskey of all time, bar none, has been the Kentucky Owl Batch 1 Rye. I love well-aged ryes. There are plenty of good ryes in the market in the 4 to 6-year-old range. There's just not that many that get up past 8 years. And the 11-year-old Batch 1 Kentucky Owl Rye is just delicious. It's as rich as you expect. Well-aged, well-made rye whiskeys can be that way. I'm pretty excited to try this. I saved it. You might be saying, well, why didn't you open it before? Well, I saved it because we couldn't get together and drink it. So later today, Dan and I and one or two other folks in our little whiskey group, we're all vaxxed up and ready to go. We'll still be apart, but we're going to get together. I want to have this bottle for that special occasion. So I've saved it for that since late 2019. Quiet. Oh, man. Oh, man. One of the questions, a beautiful topper, by the way. It's, I don't know, copper or pewter. Beautiful. One of the questions is, does this $175 price tag deserve that? Does this whiskey meet that when you consider it's $100 more a bottle than the Russell's Reserve single barrel? Well, let's find out, because there is just, I'm telling you, if you haven't had a well-aged rye whiskey, something 9, 10, 11 years old, it's a special thing. They can be both creamy and spicy, and the mouth feels usually delicious. This is unbelievable on the nose. It's like apples, and it's like eating an apple in a bunch of pine trees. Oh. First in, it's amazing. I don't even know what to say. Like, again, it's as if I'm sitting in a big grove of pine trees and that pine smells in the air. And it's fruity somehow. I guess that's apples and some vanilla. I will say that across the front of the palate, it's amazing. Not the slightest, really no alcohol on the nose, not on the front part of the palate. As it crossed to the back, big burst of heat. It subsided fairly quickly, but a big burst of heat. But that flavor, right center tongue, is just still there. Oh, that's quite good. The Master's Keep as a whole kind of got a bad rap. It wasn't always as exciting as it could be. I had the very first one. That was a 17-year-old bourbon. I thought it was wonderful. I think this one is something special. I will say, though, that it's not as rich as I had thought. So I think maybe some air on it, a little time open's going to help. I have to answer that question. Is it worth an extra $100? over a Russell's Reserve, or even $120 over the rare breed rye to get that extra age. I don't remember, they don't age state the Russell's Reserve single barrels that are at the, in the regular store offerings, but I think they're in the 8 to 9 year range generally. So this is a couple more years, at least a year, generally a year for sure. There's some 11-year-old barrels in this Master's Keep. The finish is unbelievable. It's still going, and it's still got that apples, and now it's creamy vanilla. Wow, not as rye tasting as you would think, or as I would think. Not so much of there's that pine note for sure, but not so much of the mint or the dill that you get in a lot of ryes. And this one's one of those barely legal ryes. I thought Wild Turkey Rye was 51% rye. I saw something when I was reading about Master's Keep to brush up that it's 52, 1% one way or the other, but 52, 36% corn, the balance in malted barley. But the finish, it's just now starting to subside. Oh, well, I don't know. Right off the bat, I'm really glad I bought the bottle. You don't get a chance at limited releases because they tend to come and they go, and your only chance to get one later is on the secondary market paying silly prices. Because of that rap that some of the whiskey aficionados put on Wild Turkey, these releases don't typically triple or quadruple in price, but I've seen them bring another $100, $150 on top of that. I'd never pay that. I'll tell you that right now. At $175 off the shelf, I might buy another one of these to keep around for a while. Anything over that, I can tell you right now, unless it gets amazing in the next few weeks, there's no way I'd pay any more than retail for it. Especially when I can get a little over 2 Russell's Reserve Rye single barrels for that. So we'll see. This is absolutely delicious. And there's something to be said. Don't always think single barrel's better. Think about somebody like Eddie Russell, almost 40 years as a master distiller. His dad is, the guy, just an amazing master distiller. The whole family's about whiskey. Think about the fact that he went and said, these rye barrels, they're good enough to stay longer. And at some point said, these 9, 10, 11-year-old barrels, that's what's going into something I'm going to sign my name to under this special release. There's something to that. So don't assume just because it says single barrel that it's better per se. Might be, might not be. But I think put some weight on somebody like Eddie going in there and pulling those things out and saying, this is something different, something special. And I can tell you, this is definitely something. I just drank some of the Russell's Reserve single barrel yesterday. It's delicious. This is something different. A little more proof, still non-chill filtered, a little more age. We'll see. Is it worth all the money? Who knows? I already bought it, so it doesn't really matter. I spent the money. We'll see if I'll do it again. We'll see if it's worth the multiple over some of the other Wild Turkey Rye offerings. I think they're delicious. Let me know what you think if you had all those. Maybe I'll round all these up and drink through the 101 Rye. I'll drink through all the Wild Turkey Rye. I'm distracted, sorry. The nose coming out of this thing is just beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and drink. I'll go back to the bottle hopefully rather soon. Let you know if it changes with some air on it. Let you know how Dan and everybody else likes it later today. I hope you're able to get out, get a vaccination, get back to seeing people you like. That's what makes whiskey special. Let me know what you think about all this stuff, and cheers.